Welcome to Hess's Open Invoice Training Module 4. PO Search and PO Types. In this module, we will cover the following. Requirements for PO Search and PO Type Lookup. How to do a basic PO search. Different PO types. BPO purchase order as a blanket purchase order. Standard PO type as services. Standard PO type as material. Conclusion and contact info. Requirements for searching for PO and PO type. You will need PO roles in your company portal, granted by your internal administrator for Open Invoice. A valid Hess PO number as one of the following. A BPO blanket purchase order. A discrete PO as services. A discrete PO as material. From the Open Invoice dashboard, hover over the order icon. Click Search Purchase Orders when the drop-down populates. In the order number field, key in the PO number you want to look up. Click the Search button. If the PO is open and active, it will populate below. PO types. BPO, also known as blanket purchase order. Discrete PO, services, also known as a standard PO for services. Discrete PO, material, also known as a standard PO for material. BPO purchase order. A BPO purchase order is also known as a blanket purchase order, a 10-digit PO beginning with a 47 numbering series. This purchase order is issued to a specific supplier and Hess entity for procurement of services during a contractual period. An open and active price book published in Open Invoice is required. BPO purchase order type. A BPO type is defined as amount-based. For a BPO, there will only be a default $1 overall amount value listed on the PO line item. A BPO submission is not validated on dollar value but rather the accompanying required coding provided to you by your Hess representative or Hess stamp on the delivery ticket. The red PO alert on an invoice for the $1 value will not prevent you from submitting an invoice when a BPO is referenced. Just be sure to reference the required charge code and price book. An invoice approver will receive the invoice and the value will be validated at that time. In this screenshot, the purchase order type and total amount is highlighted so you can easily find it on the electronic purchase order when doing a PO search in Open Invoice. Standard PO services. A standard PO for services is a 10-digit PO beginning with a 4 or 5 numbering series. This purchase order is issued to a specific supplier and Hess entity for procurement of services quoted. A services PO can be used with or without a price book, depending on supplier classification of price book or non-price book. A standard PO type is defined as amount-based. For a standard PO, there will only be a dollar value as an overall available amount to invoice against for a specific PO line item. A services PO submission is validated on PO spend value. If a PO is overspent or needs additional funding, your invoice will be auto-rejected upon validation. In this screenshot, the purchase order type and total amount is highlighted so you can easily find it on the electronic purchase order when doing a PO search in Open Invoice. The purchase order type is amount-based. The total amount below on the PO line is the dollar value the PO is made out for. You can only invoice for that dollar amount or less when the invoice is a services invoice. A standard PO for material is a 10-digit PO beginning with a 4 or 5 numbering series. This purchase order is issued to a specific supplier and Hess entity for procurement of quoted materials, goods and/or product. A material PO can be used with or without a price book, depending on supplier classification of price book or non-price book. A standard PO type is defined as quantity-based. For a standard material PO, each PO line will have a specified quantity and dollar value that can be invoiced. A standard material PO submission is validated on PO quantity and dollar value of a specified PO line. If an invoice is submitted over the quantity specified on the PO line, the invoice will be rejected upon validation. In this standard PO for materials screenshot, the purchase order type is quantity-based. This means that the validation is first on quantity, as per what is made out on the PO line. Example, if the PO line is made out for a quantity of 1, then the invoice quantity for the specific referenced PO line should be also 1 quantity. Aside from quantity, the dollar value of the line should be as what the PO is also made out for. Some material POs allow a tolerance and should be discussed with your HAS buyer or contract manager. This concludes Open Invoice training for this module. For all invoice inquiries, send an email to vendorqueryep@has.com.